Hello, my name is Lord Elith. I am the owner of the Wandering Witch. I am the Flameborn King, and I'm here to do a message for the general collective. This is not going to resonate with everybody, so take resonance and please leave the rest. If you need to swap the energies of masculine and feminine around, please do so, but do not force us to fit. All right. Spirit, what deck would you like me to start with today? Do you want me to start with the Darksiders? Darksiders it is. Starting off with the Ten of Swords in the reverse in the bottom of the deck, so you survived a betrayal. You survived an ending. We have the Star. Survived an ending from an Aquarius or a betrayal from an Aquarius air sign. Either that or like you survived this and now you're equally pouring into things. We have the Three of Cups too. So celebrating, being with good people, good family, good vibes. Ace of Pentacles, Spirit is here to give you some kind of opportunity. That Ten of Swords doesn't seem to want to leave its position. So what we got here. The Six of Wands in the reverse. So like it could be that you're moving forward, but maybe you're moving forward without recognition, or somebody's trying to move forwards. Maybe somebody's trying to follow you from the past. This person is on their high horse. This is somebody that would care more for the applause of everybody else than doing what's right. We have the Ten of Wands. This person is overburdened. 10 minus 6 is 4. So yeah, this person, their foundations are burdened. They can't celebrate with anybody. They're not coming home and celebrating with anybody. There's no baby shower, bridal shower, wedding, coming home, anything for this person. They're carrying a lot here with the Six of Swords and the Ten of Wands in the reverse right here. This person, they're carrying a lot of baggage. They're trying to follow you from the past. And the High Priestess in the reverse. This is also telling me too that if you're somebody that works with like your intuition a lot, the biggest burden that you have is more so people who have an inability to get off their high horse and to listen to you. So if you're not getting recognition, this would make sense why you're carrying so much stuff, which then leads to you second guessing your intuition with that high priestess in the reverse. Either that or this individual is a dark high priestess. The reason why they're carrying too much could be that they didn't listen to their intuition. And maybe like you were their guidance system, right? Like maybe you were leading them in some kind of way. This person didn't listen when it probably should have when it should have counted. We have the Wheel of Fortune, new cycle, new chance, new opportunities. But if only a Knight of Swords. Okay. No, okay. What this was is that you had somebody from your past who was probably jealous, probably envious, and they came up against you. They came up behind you more particularly with a lot of different like projections with this big wands, a lot of fire. And they made you carry way more than you needed to. They were trying to get you to distrust your intuition with the High Priestess in the reverse, but Wheel of Fortune, things turned out your way. Now Knight of Swords in the reverse. Now this person is coming in with some things to say, some sharp things to say with the King of Swords. Yeah, this person wants to come towards you now and they want to tell you that they feel that you're manipulative, that you're gaslighting, that you omit information, that you play a long game, that you play a dangerous game. King of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is like the knight is opposing the king, which is not smart because he's the king of the suit. So he will cut you. He might tell you if he thinks about yourself. You have the Knight of Wands. Damn. So maybe there is some kind of battle. There is some kind of a fight between this Knight of Swords and this King of Wands because we go from the knight over here challenging the king right here. We have the knight, he's challenging the king. And then after the challenge is there, the only person that's left is one person. And they're beaten, battered, and broken, but they'll heal, they'll get over it. They're still looking towards the future, even though this is the current state of mind, is that, wounded warrior energy. We have justice in the reverse. So if there's an imbalance, there could be a legal issue or a legal dispute. If not physical, then potentially spiritual. What deck would you like me to use next, Spirit? You want me to use the vice versa? Do you want me to use by any means necessary? Maybe the Page of Wands in the reverse. Somebody's losing passion, somebody's losing the spark. Somebody can't get it up. Yeah, Three of Swords, somebody's heartbroken. That's why they're losing interest, they're losing power. What's the Six of Wands? That would be the Six of Wands energy, probably. We have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this person, they have no love. If they were running after people who, would celebrate them or would give them applause to make them feel as though they were high and mighty or to make them feel as though they were like on that high horse, there's no love that's there anymore. Either that or like this person, the only thing that you can probably offer them is like an empty cup at this point because your hands were full. You were so busy carrying all this shit. Seven of Cups. Yeah, you were burdened by physical things, demands, jobs, bills, due dates, whatever. And then they were also casting a bunch of fucking illusions around you, making life way harder than it needed to be. You were always in your head doing some stuff. So you were dealing with like a lot of like empty love projections, a lot of people that were just full of shit and they wanted you to doubt your intuition. But we got the King of Pentacles. But the problem is with that King of Pentacles is this is the thing that brings you all of your abundance, and you're really good at it. You're grounded. You're abundant as fuck. Some people might say that you're bullheaded, but actually that's probably your best feature. Everything you touch grows. What's this Wheel of Fortune? Wheel of Fortune here. We got the High Priestess, yeah. And then it's like as soon as you got away from this, because as soon as you go from Wands to Cups, it's like the last thing you had to deal with when you got away from this energy was like the mental aspects of this, the fuckery, the ins and outs, the who did what, who didn't do what didn't I know, what did I know, who was involved, who wasn't involved. And then with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess, you told these people you're just like, peace, I'm out of here. I'm a rock on my intuition as best as I can for my abundance, for my goodwill. Look at it, you know? And then like I said, that's why this Knight of Swords wants to come in because they got a bone to pick with you now. They're like, what? Yeah, everything I did was meant to destroy you. You mean you're doing fine? Yeah, 100%. Great, actually. In fact, I took out a loan. I'm gonna expand this part of my kingdom over here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Got the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, now this person they want to come in. This person wants to rush in fast, and they want to give you an offer with the Ace of Pentacles. So if you're showing up as King of Pentacles, they want to show up and they want to offer you something of a similar suit. They want to be of a similar energy, a similar trajectory. Now they want to come in and be like, "Let me help you. Let me love you. Let me offer you something." What's this King of Swords? The Fool. You might actually have a new beginning with this person, but they have to come in with a solid offer. Either that or between you being the King of Pentacles, you actually trusting your intuition now versus carrying all this bullshit that everybody else put on you. Like your roads are clear. Yeah, your roads are very, very clear. A lot of people think that you're a fool, but you're actually probably the wisest person in the room. You got the devil in the reverse. With the devil in the reverse, it could be that like, after this situation or conflict or after you have this discussion. Now, the Knight of Swords doesn't mean that like somebody has to come in and it has to be like really big and argumentative, but with the Knight of Wands showing up afterwards where he is kind of bandaged up, to me, this is like after having like, like a spitting fight with somebody for a while, you get to come out free. Like you might, yeah, sure, you might be broken, maybe your pride took a hit, but ultimately you're not changed this person, places, vices, sins, or illusions anymore. So you're pretty much scot free. I get any other cards for this, please? Got the star in the reverse. No, that's the thing. Even though the star ranks higher than the Knight of Pentacles, star in the reverse is hopelessness. Star in the reverse is somebody that is like haphazardly pouring into stuff, but they don't know what they're doing. So they're not pouring equally into the physical and the spiritual. And the King of Pentacles, he's holding up above and he's got a shield. So it's like you're protected from this person's like sadness and woe in misery. And this person, they don't listen to their intuition. That's for sure. This person could be in their South Node. They could be in Aquarius. We have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Your intuition says that you're only supposed to be working with a handful of people at the time. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This person's not confused about coming towards you. This person might not be looking to like work with you in terms of like a business type of way. I'm not seeing anything romantic here. Nine of Pentacles. This person doesn't work with spirit, or they have the inability to listen to spirit. When spirit comes through and says, go here, do this, here's the synchronicities, this is what you need to do for your like upward trajectory, basically. Anything else? Got the Four of Swords. Yeah, make sure you rest, make sure you meditate. That's going to give you more clear insight and communication as to what it is you need to do in the situation with this person. This person almost led like a campaign against you because there's all these different energies. And you had to carry all that stuff. And it was meant to overburden you to the point where you'd give up on your intuition or you wouldn't listen to it. And then, stuff changed because you're like, well, fuck these people. They're the problem. It's not my intuition. And then your life started getting better. And then somebody wants to run in and be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But they want to like basically say that you're manipulative or you're plotting and scheming this whole time, you know, which to me doesn't make any sense because if you were plotting and scheming this whole time, you wouldn't be in wounded warrior energy trying to go towards the future. Six, yeah, with we got the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups, the Six of Cups over here. You have known this person for a while, at least 6 months to maybe like 6 years, somewhere in between there. And it's like during that time, there's just like so many illusions. It's just like, all I wanted was love, but all I got was illusions. But that is what I have for you guys.